Hey guys, welcome back to our level 6 math. It's Mr. C with lesson 47. Today we're going to talk about circumference and pi. So we haven't done this yet, but that will be fun to talk about today. So we're going to start by looking at this wheel here. Lakeisha measured the diameter of her bicycle wheel and found that the diameter, remember diameter is the whole way across the center, is 2 feet, about that far. Alright, she wondered whether she could find the circumference of the tire with only this information. So she wondered how many diameters the measurement across equals the circumference. So she's looking at this and she's saying, if I know how far it is across, can I figure out how far it is around the whole thing? Because obviously going up and around and all the way over, it's going to be more than the whole thing. Well, the good news is we can figure this out. So we can actually take some circular things. I've got a globe. Let me grab one. Alright, so we've got a circular thing here, and we're going to have two parts. With your group, you can take a string, and you can actually measure all the way around, and then you can take the measurement just across. So this would work better with a flat thing. So if you have like a paper plate or something like that, then you can use that. So you're just going to wrap the string around the object to see the amount. So if you have something, you can pause this, go ahead and go grab that circular thing, measure across, and then measure all the way around, okay? So just pause it and go do that. Alright, you'll see that as they started wrapping, they got a little more than three and a little bit as they wrapped. And you're going to find the same thing. You're going to estimate, because we're not going to be exact here. In the second part, you're going to measure the circumference and record the measurement. So you've measured across the diameter, then you measure the circumference. And we're just going to make kind of like a table with that information. So we can take the plate. If you did a trash can, you could do that. If you had something else, you're just going to measure the number of diameters in the circumference. So you take that diameter that you measured, and then you just wrap it and see how many times it fits around, okay? You can actually put the exact measurements and calculate it out, and you're going to find it's going to be 3 and something with each of your things. We know the radius or diameter of a circle. We can calculate the approximate circumference of the circle. Now, actually, we can do this exactly. It's just hard to measure exactly. But it's always going to be really close to 3 1/7, which is approximately 3.14 or pi. Now, most of you are probably familiar with pi. That is a digit that extends out indefinitely. We just are concerned with 3.14 because that's going to get us pretty darn close, okay? So to find the circumference of a circle, we multiply the diameter by pi or by 3.14. So here's our formula. C stands for circumference, D stands for diameter, so C equals pi times diameter. Other people will say 2 pi r, because of course 2 radius equals diameter, so that's the same thing as just pi diameter. I don't know why sometimes we do it this way, 2 pi r. It probably has to do with things further along in geometry when we're studying when we're older. But for most things here in level 6 math, we're just going to do circumference equals pi times diameter, okay? So, and as noted, we'll use 3.14 as approximately. You do approximately by a wavy kind of equal sign instead of those straight lines. You're just doing it a little bit wavy. That means not exactly the same, but pretty close to the same. All right, so Sydney drew a circle with a 2-inch radius, not too big, 2-inch. What's the circumference? Now remember radius. Radius is only half the diameter, so you need to times that by 2. That's going to be a 4-inch diameter. And then 4 times pi, 4 times 3 is 12, so it's probably going to be a little more than 12. If we calculate it out, we can just do 3.14 times 4, and we're going to get 12.56 inches, okay? So that, that's going to be pretty close to the 12 like we could estimate before. So why is the answer 12.56 reasonable for the circumference? Just because we could do that in our head, right? 3 times 4 is about 12, so it's going to be a little more than 12. All right? And that's it. That's the whole lesson today. It's a pretty quick lesson today. We're just going to practice measuring for pi. You're welcome to do that earlier activity and find things in the classroom to measure, or you can just do the work problems in the book and practice doing pi. The thing that's going to trip you up is remember to pay attention to whether or not they're asking the diameter or radius, because of course a diameter is 2 times the radius, and so oftentimes students mess up on that part. All right, that's it. Good luck.